Welcome to another episode of For the Health of It. We have a very special guest today with us. We have Derek Whitfield, a very good friend of mine from my hometown, Biloxi, Mississippi. Derek, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Boy, man, appreciate you having me on this evening. Like you said, my name's Derek Whitfield, born and raised in Biloxi, Mississippi. Reside now in Atlanta, Georgia. Guess a little bit about myself. I'm a graduate of Biloxi High School in 2011. Played high school football and high school baseball.
Okay.
Once I graduated from Biloxi, went to Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College on a baseball scholarship there. Played 2 years of baseball in Perkinston, Mississippi. Corey, you went there too, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will.
Yeah, so you know about the great city of Perkins.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Perk is the great.
Say, if it was a 4-year school, I'd definitely still be
Man,
there.
definitely would still be there. Yeah, I understand that, man. Perk is definitely a good time, man.
Went to Perk for 2 years. Enjoyed myself, man. Had a great time there. Left Perk, went and finished up school and baseball at Loyola University in New Orleans.
Okay.
Once I finished there at Loyola, New Orleans, came back home to Biloxi, Mississippi, and that's when I got into umpiring baseball. Fall of 2015 was my first year of umpiring baseball. I didn't really know what I wanted to get into once I got back home, but one thing I did know is that I wanted to continue being on the baseball field. Wasn't quite sure how I wanted to do that. Wasn't sure if I wanted to be a coach because, you got to tell Sally and Jim that little Bob isn't good enough to play. So you got to do things of that nature. But so I had somebody approach me by the name of Terrence Mobley. He is a SEC and ACC umpire. He's from Biloxi, Mississippi.
Okay.
Terrence Mobley came up to me and asked me, "Hey, man, how would you think about umpiring baseball?" Never really thought about it growing up. Wasn't anything that I ever looked to doing. But once he brought that to my attention, I began focusing on that side of baseball. As I would watch baseball games, I would start looking at umpires and seeing how they would work, talking to other guys who were umpires. And a guy by the name of Barry Lyons, who is a former World Series champion for the New York Mets.
For the Mets, also from the hometown.
Yep. Oh yeah, gave me my first opportunity in his high school fall wooden bat league. So I remember my first day I umpired a baseball game. I walked out there in black gym shorts and a navy blue umpiring shirt that I just bought 10 minutes before at Academy.
Okay.
So that's how I got into it. That was my first game. I knew as soon as I walked off that field that day that umpiring was going to be something that I was going to be into for sure.
Okay.
So that following year, trying to make the story a little quick, I got right into high school baseball as far as umpiring.
Mm-hmm.
My first year was the season of 2016. I was fortunate enough to be given a state championship game that year. So I had a 4A state championship game in Jackson. And that's when my career quickly shot off. The summer of 2016, I came to Atlanta for 2 months and worked for an organization called Ump Nation with Perfect Game USA.
Okay.
And then once I did that, I was blessed enough to receive a scholarship to pro umpire school. A lot of people don't know this, but they see they see MLB umpires, they see minor league umpires, and they wonder how did they get to that level.
Right.
Well, what you would do, there's 2 umpire schools in Vero Beach, Florida, and there's also another one in Cocoa Beach, Florida. You go there for 4 weeks. You train, you learn, you read the rule book from the first word to the last word in the rule book. You go over certain scenarios, certain situations, and they pick guys from that school to go on to the next level. Went to pro umpire school January 2017. And after school, they sent me to the American Association Professional Baseball League.
Okay.
Was blessed enough year of 2017 to call it 4 year of professional baseball. Something very fun. Definitely molded me into the umpire I am today. Being able to call games for guys who have been in Major League Baseball, dealing with those type of situations, and also calling games in front of 10,000 people is something that you'll never forget at all.
Oh man, that's what's up.
So once I did that, 2018, 2019, I got into college baseball.
Okay.
I now do Division I, Division II, and NAIA baseball. On top of that, I've also dabbed into the business side of umpiring things. I am the director of baseball logistics for a company called United Travel Umpires. United Umpires is an organization that covers travel baseball across the U.S. We also assign umpires for college baseball. We have 2 Division I conferences that we assign umpires to, along with junior college and Division II. So hopefully this virus that we're going through gets out of here soon, because summer baseball is a very busy time for myself, as I assign probably about 1,500 games a week nationwide.
Wow. You said 1,500?
Yeah, I assign about 1,500 games a week, from Indianapolis, Indiana, down to Atlanta, Georgia, and over to Kansas City, Missouri.
Wow.
So that's what right now I'm just busy recruiting and getting new guys, on board and a part of our organization, and just we're a company that's continuing to grow daily. So.
Okay. All right. Well, Derek, man, I wanna go back a little bit, man. I've known your family basically. We're both from Biloxi, so I've known your family, or known of your family, for a while. Basically, I'd probably say 5th or 6th grade. So Derek, I also known. I really met your brother in probably about 8th grade, I think, Greg. And I remember the first time I saw, I was seeing Greg around the junior high, and then one day I went to a church event later that evening, and I saw your older brother Marcus, and I was like, oh, okay, that's Greg. So I walked up to him and I was like, hey man, don't you go to school at the junior high? He said, nah man. I think Marcus might have even been out of high school at this point. I can't remember what year it was. He was like, that's my little brother. I was like, man, y'all look just alike, dude. But that was crazy.
They were, so let's see, when Greg was 9th grade, Marcus was a senior in high school. So I know, let's see, so you guys graduated in 06, huh?
I graduated 07. Greg was a year higher than me.
07. Yep, Greg was 06. So Marcus would have been 02.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you this, man. Your brother, for sure, I know Greg played baseball. Did Marcus also play baseball?
Marcus also did. We're a big baseball family. It's kind of weird because neither of my parents played baseball.
That was my next question.
Marcus,
okay.
Yeah, neither of my parents played baseball. My dad actually hates baseball.
Wow.
Don't really know how we got into it. It was something that we all just, really started with Marcus. He was the first one. He got into it, and Greg got into it, and next thing you know, I was born, and I was 2 years old playing on Greg's team, and nobody even knew my age.
Right.
So, everybody went on to play baseball. Marcus played high school baseball, also college baseball, and also coached in college, and for 3 years there, he was the head baseball coach at Pass Christian High School.
Right.
Greg went on to, Greg holds 10 out of 12 offensive records at Biloxi High.
Dang.
So Greg is somebody who will one day go into history in the Sports Hall of Fame at Biloxi High. He went on to play 4 years of Division I baseball at Southern University in Baton Rouge, where he won a SWAC championship in 2009.
Wow, Greg. I definitely remember one thing about Greg, man. My junior year, his senior year, he came out for football. And I guess I don't know how this made y'all feel at your church, man, because I didn't really think about it at the time. But he was competing against a church member of yours, Tony Spears, and they were both, trying to compete for that starting quarterback spot. History later on we would say, Tony won it, but Greg definitely was a great athlete, man. Great baseball guy. Also, that I did not know that he owns 10 out of 12 of the offensive records at Biloxi High. What records do he hold?
So off the top of my head, that I know Greg is the number one. He's number one in most doubles in a single season. Mm-hmm. He's number one in doubles in a career. Mm-hmm. He's number one in triples in a season. He's got triples in a career as well. He holds the highest batting average in a season, which he finished his senior year hitting, I believe it was 485 his senior year. He also holds the stolen. He's second on the stolen base record.
Okay.
Let's see, what else does Greg have? I know he is tied at number one with the most home runs in a single season as well. Wow. So those are the ones I know off the top of my head.
Wow, Greg is a true athlete, man. Athlete.
That's one person that I've always said that I do not see how he did not make it to professional baseball.
Right. that dude is a GOAT right there, man. Considering some of the people we had come through Biloxi High playing baseball, man.
Oh yeah.
Just to run off of quick names, B.A. and the LeBlanc brothers.
Jake LeBlanc, Shane LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Man, we had a lot of good guys back in the day, man. Chris Hartsfield,
Hartman Buchanan. Oh, is it?
Yes. Oh yeah. Hartman Buchanan, Craig Wilson, Jordan Mata. We've had some good guys come through Biloxi when it comes to baseball.
Oh yeah. So I love the family history, man. I know Marcus right now is currently working in insurance. Greg, I'm not too sure what Greg is doing, man. I know he moved over to the clergy side, but he also does something else. Does he still work for the county?
So you had it right. Marcus is a life insurance agent and investment agent with Primerica. Mm-hmm. Greg is now, of course, is a musician every Sunday. He's been doing that for the past 20 years of his life. But on top of that, Greg also is the director of operations at the Harrison County Fairgrounds.
Okay.
So every event, everything that's ran out at the Harrison County Fairgrounds runs through Greg.
Okay. Man, that's what's up, man. Y'all, hey, I'm proud of y'all, man. Black excellence, man. I love it.
Yeah, we gotta go get it, man. We gotta go get it. Nothing's gonna be given to us, bro. We gotta go get it.
That is very true, man. So let's talk about your college career, man. How did you get recruited to go to Gulf Coast, Perk, and what position were you playing?
So my recruiting story is pretty funny. After football season, my senior year, mm-hmm. Of course, I was heavy into football. Football was what I thought I wanted.
Right.
My offensive line coach, Coach Van Arsdale, I want to give him a big shout out, man. He's a big part of my high school, my high school days. Coach Van Arsdale, he was a former coach at Mars Hill University and Lenore Ryan University.
Okay.
Both D2 schools in North Carolina. He got a recruiting visit set up for me. So after football, I flew to North Carolina, went to 2 schools for football, and I came back home, and I was all, football this, football that. I was big. I was wanting to go to football. I was wanting to play football in college. So I originally committed to Mars Hill University.
Okay.
Did not sign yet, but I did commit to them. My senior year of baseball, I had a very good senior year. Hit 385 my senior year of baseball.
Wow.
6 home runs, 20 plus RBIs. Had a very, very good year. We won district my senior year. So after that, my name I was already on the scene when it came to baseball, but when I had a very good senior year, people started calling.
Right.
With the situation that I was in, most people know the my father not being there, my mother passing when I was young.
Right.
I wanted to go ahead and just stay close to home. I wanted to go to something that I was going to be comfortable with. I knew if I went to Gulf Coast Community College, we all can joke about it. It is the 13th grade.
Right.
Everybody from the Gulf Coast will be there. I'm only a 45-minute ride away from home if anything were to happen.
Exactly.
And my ultimate love when it came to sports was in baseball.
Okay.
So Gary Ross, the head coach at the time of Gulf Coast, he called me one day. I was sitting out on the porch, and he asked me, he said, "How would you like to be a Bulldog?" And that's how I became a Gulf Coast Bulldog, man.
Okay. All right, man. Gary Roth was actually, when I was at Gulf Coast, my second year, he was actually the assistant baseball coach. He was the pitching coach. He had just got back from Japan, I believe.
Gotcha. Played professional in Japan and Korea.
Yeah, he was a pretty good guy, man. I appreciate Coach Roth, and I don't know if you know Coach Ferris, but his dad, Coach Ferris is a good guy also, man. So shout out to both of those guys. Both of those guys, man. They were really good, man.
I don't know if you know, Coach Ferris is now the assistant baseball coach at Tennessee Tech University now.
I did not know that. I'm going to have to reach out to Coach Ferris. Last time I heard from him, he was coaching at D'Iberville High School. That was 3 years ago.
He was at D'Iberville, just a volunteer guy. He made sure the field stayed good, and he was assistant, but last year, 2 years ago, I think it was. He coached a minor league New York Mets team. He was the manager for one of their minor league teams, and which was there in Tennessee. And then one of the head coach at Tennessee Tech reached out to him, and now he's the assistant baseball coach at Tennessee Tech University.
Man, that's what's up, man. He definitely deserves that, man. Coach Ferris,
100%.
He helped me out my sophomore year at Gulf Coast, man. I was a trainer there my first year, and when I first became a trainer, it was after football season. Danny.
Were you there with Danny?
Yes, Danny put me over there with baseball. He kept me away from basketball. I really wanted to be with basketball, but he was like, "We'll put you with baseball." So I got with baseball that year. We had a good year, man. All those sophomores, I remember all those guys on the team, man. The Richard Atwoods, Bubba, James McCarty. Yeah, man. They were some good guys on that team. Then that next year comes around, and I'm helping the team. I'm out there every day at practice, as every student trainer is supposed to be. And Coach Ferris reaches out to me. He was like, "Hey, man, if you need anything, let me know. You're out here with this team every day, and you're doing managerial work as well as doing your trainer duties, man." So I was actually short a couple dollars financially as far as scholarships, and he was like, "Don't worry about it." And he actually gave me the other scholarship to be the baseball manager with Bill Walsh. So I was like, "Man, that's cool, man. I definitely appreciate Coach Ferris for that."
That's love. They always look out for people. That's for sure.
Definitely, man. So all right, so you wrapped up, or you got the perk right with Coach Roth. What position were you playing? You said
first base. First base.
Okay. All right. Did y'all win any division titles or any state titles or make any tournaments while you were there?
Both years we made it to the state tournament.
Okay.
Let's see. The first year we fell short of the state title, but the second year we did make it to the state championship game. Fell short to Highlands that year, and but we did go on to Region 23. And we lost in the Region 23 championship to LSU Units my sophomore year.
Man, you talk about a tough squad, dude.
Oh, man. LSU Units is loaded full of D1 kickbacks. All these guys end up going to either LSU or any other SEC.
Right.
Once they finish at that.
Dude,
I need a very great program there.
Man, I need to go they need to do Last chance you. LSU, man. LSU Eunice, dude. They had some great players on their team. And I don't know if you ever played this team, man, but when I was there, we used to play Pensacola, I think. Pensacola Junior College. Dude, oh my God. They had some Dominicans or something like that on their team, bro. I don't know, what nationality they were. I'm trying to be politically correct, but those brothers could smack the ball, dude. Those guys took us to yards.
You get out there on those fields with guys that don't speak the same language yet, you know they good. Boy.
Yeah, those guys could play, bro. Like those were the two teams I always hated to see. LSUE and Pensacola Junior College, man. I hated seeing both of those squads.
And we always had to go to their place.
Yes, always. Always. Did y'all ever beat LSUE?
We did. We actually, my freshman year. Freshman year was, man, we were really good my freshman year, Gulf Coast. Yeah, we beat, we actually swept in the series we had them there.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I remember my first year we did not beat them. Then my second year we did, and I was stoked about that, man. I couldn't stand LSUE, man. You would ride over there. Oh my goodness, it was a horrible ride over there. Horrible ride.
Tell you what, boy. They would feed you some good Cajun food after the game over there.
That they would. Did y'all ever play Baton Rouge Community College?
Oh yeah. Okay. We played them a couple times. We I think my freshman year we went there, and my sophomore year they came to us.
Okay, good to see they still keeping the same rotation going on. Now, next question is: was the new stadium built when you were there?
The new stadium was not built yet. They played. So I left in 2013 was my last year. The new stadium was built and was done 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but the new field house was built for y'all though, right?
Yeah, okay. we did have the new field house.
Okay.
Yeah, that was man, great tool. That was a great recruiting tool for sure. I mean, not a lot of at the time, JUCOs were starting to get hitting facilities, but not everybody had a very nice hitting facility. So that was something very good. I mean, it was 6 cages inside along with our locker room. So we all players had access to it 24 hours throughout the day. So very good tool for us to go and get some extra work in.
Yeah, man, I love the facilities, dude. It always seems like it's after you when people get the nice stuff, but you also got to remember that the nice stuff was built because of you too. You know what I'm saying? 100%.
I mean, the guys who were there before us, definitely. Shout out those guys. Those guys paved the way for us.
Definitely, man. So you never played football at Gulf Coast, correct?
Did not play football. My last game was getting beat my senior year at Gulfport.
Okay. Hey, that sounds familiar, man. It sounds like my story, too. It definitely sounds like my story, man, at Gulfport.
Yeah, a couple people have gone through that before.
Man,
that was my last football game.
Well, let me ask you this, man. Did it end as tragically and as big as a heartbreak as it was as mine? Mine came down to the wire. The wire.
Ours wasn't that tragic. We lost, but we didn't lose like that.
The last, it really and truly, it wasn't the last play of the game, but the Gulfport's last drive, ball goes in the air. I'm not gonna say anybody's name, but the guy gives up the big touchdown, and it's over with. We lose the game. Our offense goes back out there. I'm pretty sure our offense goes back out there, and it was basically over after that. We couldn't move the ball. We was deep in our own field. Game was over. Yeah, so many Biloxians know that story and know the feeling of losing to Gulfport the senior year.
Yes, sir, they do. Well, unfortunately, times have started to change. So.
Yes, that is true. That is very true, man. So let me ask you this, Derek. Give me some interesting stories about umpiring. Your most interesting story you have.
I was trying to say the craziest. I got 2 stories I can tell you real quick. So one, I was actually on ESPN me in, made number one on top 10 plays. I was in Fargo, North Dakota. And I actually was the play umpire for this game, and the Fargo Redhawks turned 2 triple plays in one game.
Wow.
Very rarely see that ever happen once in a game. I mean, that happens once every blue moon. And these jokers did it twice in one game.
Okay.
So that was something that was pretty cool. Another crazy story I've had. Let's see. 2017, I was in Winnipeg, Canada. I had the Winnipeg Gold Eyes versus the Sioux Falls Canaries.
Okay.
And we was in the ninth inning. I was the play umpire. Winnipeg was winning by like 8 runs or whatnot, and 2 hours left in the game. So we need 1 more hour to get out to be out there and the game be over.
Mm-hmm.
But lo and behold, a fan jumps on the field from behind home plate and starts just running around the bases.
Wow.
So all the players, players aren't doing anything. Players are just standing there, and I'm being my crew standing there as well, waiting on security to come out there. Well, security never comes out on the field. Guy runs all the way around the bases, jumps on home plate, looks at me and says, "I'm running for round 2." So I end up tackling the fan on the field. So, I was up all night that night answering phone calls from the Winnipeg News and all that stuff, doing interviews. So that's one crazy story I've had for sure.
Okay. All right. So you said you were at the play ump. Is the play ump the head guy for the game?
So in this certain situation, we were a 3-man crew. We were together all season, traveled around in a Chevy Equinox, stayed hotel together, traveled 11,000 miles in 4 months. Mm-hmm. Pretty much the way it worked. One guy is designated to be the crew chief on the crew.
Okay.
That crew chief steps up and handles any situation that happens as far as rule interpretation or anything like that. For the most part, all umpires are, they run the game, but then you have that crew chief who is like the head captain of that crew.
Gotcha. Okay. Now my next question is, Derek, what's up with the dip, man? Why do so many baseball players dip or chew?
Man, that is a great question. Because I'm a guy that does it, but I only do it during baseball season. It's something that's with the game of baseball, man. I don't know what it is. Anytime that I walk out onto a baseball field and I smell that grass and that dirt, man, I gotta throw me a lip in. I don't know why, but I just have to.
Okay.
But it's something that's just it's been a part of the game, and guys, you're not supposed to do it, especially players. You're not supposed to do it during the game but it's just one of them, rules guys kind of trying to make it out to it. So.
Okay. So let me ask you this: you ever threw somebody out for dipping?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not.
Okay. You go hold that in your back pocket. Have
unless if he's 12 years old or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as he's close to being of age, I might warn him. I might tell him, hey, you need to go take it out. But that's something that I got a lot more other things to worry about during the game than somebody having tobacco in their mouth.
I understand that. My next question, man, have you ever been up to Cape Cod?
Cape Cod, I have not. Cape Cod is very known for a summer collegiate league. I have not been there, though, but it's definitely some place that I hope to go to one day.
Okay. Now, I know Coach Ferris, we brought him up earlier. He used to go up there, I think, yearly. I don't know if he still does or not, but I really wanted to get up there with him a couple of times, man, and we just never could really connect. But at least if I don't go up there to work, I'm going to go up there one summer just to watch a week of games, bro, and enjoy some of that Boston crab, too, or Boston lobster. That's what's up there. Man, I know it got to be good up there.
Oh, man, Massachusetts, man, that's the area for it, baby.
Man. All right, let me ask you this, Derek. Can I ask you about the Astros?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so for those that don't know, the Astros won, is it 2 out of the last 3 World Series?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay, and then this past season they were caught cheating. And baseball, correct me if I'm wrong, but baseball did not strip them of the title.
They did not.
And they punished the coach, I believe, but not all the players.
That is correct.
Okay, and I shouldn't say coach, I should say manager. But
Manager, yeah.
what is your opinion on the cheating scandal in the Astros organization?
So mine is cheating. Do people cheat in baseball? Yes. Do people cheat in sports? Yes, it does happen. Do people use technology to cheat? No. There's one thing when you're looking at a coach give signals, but everybody can see him give signals. So there's one thing for you to look at that coach and you're able to tip off his signals. You're able to pick up his cadence or whatnot that he's giving.
That's more.
That's one thing.
That's more like gamesmanship, right?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, I agree with that. That's one thing. But now taking the center field camera and zooming all the way in, seeing what the catcher is giving, and then beating on a trash can in the dugout to let your hitter know what is coming, and also wearing electronic buzzers that buzz you to let you know which pitch is coming.
Oh, wow.
That's going too far to when it comes to cheating of the game.
Right.
Being stripped of the title. Do you do that? I necessarily don't see a need to strip the title, because if you strip it, what good does it do?
Right.
I mean, there's already an asterisk by that year of them cheating, but they won it. So everybody knows that it happened. The Astros won, but this happened. Yeah, we all know the Astros won, but this happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think stripping the title was going to do any significance or anything to punish them, but I do believe players that were a part of it should be punished. I'm talking, 60 to 80 games suspension.
Right.
It turns out to be at least half a season. But kind of is what it is right now. Trying to deal with more important things, but I don't see I see guys getting affected long term by this for sure.
Right. Oh, and then the other ramifications of it, man, when you think about it, is the team that loses or the teams that have lost to them in the prior seasons. If they're doing all this cheating, man, and what happens is the team that loses, they'll turn over. Guys will move on. They won't get contracts with that team. The managers will be fired and all this other stuff. And that's why I'm like, man, some kind of stiffer punishment should happen. Do I know what that punishment is? No, but I would like to see something a little more, But like you said, if they miss half the season due to a suspension, not this COVID-19, that would be acceptable to me.
Yeah, and there's also there is a picture. I don't know the name off the top of my head, but there was a series late this season, the regular season with the Astros, that this guy gave up a walk-off home run.
Right.
This pitcher then the next day he was called down to AAA because of that, and then he ended up getting released. So now this guy has lost his job because the Astros were cheating.
Right.
So you have to take into that consideration. Now the Astros have messed up with this guy's way of putting money on the table for his family by cheating.
Exactly. And then another thing I saw was that they played the Dodgers this past season, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the Dodgers were like one of the most prolific teams as far as pitching going into the World Series. And then the World Series comes and they wet the bed or lay an egg or however you want to say it. And I didn't know this, but I'm like, when you look at their numbers going into it, they're off the charts, great. And then they play against the Astros, and it's like, not knowing what you know, it's like, well, the Dodgers again wet the bed, don't live up to the big contracts, this and that. And now you look at it, and it's like, well, maybe they didn't. They were cheated,
Yeah. Well, it's like you said, for the rest of the remainder of the years to come, man, there's always going to be an asterisk by last year for sure.
Okay. All right, Derek. So let me ask you a couple more questions before we wrap it up, man. With everything, all sports being suspended right now, you get these lists coming out. So I want your list of top 5, top 10. You can do your favorite or the best of all time players in MLB history.
MLB top 5. Let's see. So number 1, I'm definitely gonna say Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson paved the way for all of us who have came behind him. Number 1, Jackie. Number 2 is going to be a guy that I idolized myself growing up, watched him play a lot, which is David Ortiz.
Okay.
He was a left-handed guy. I was right-handed, but he was somebody that I like to idolize.
Big Papi.
Oh yeah. Number 3, I'm going to have to give it to Derek Jeter. I mean, that guy was, I would definitely say the best shortstop of all time.
The captain.
From the offensively to defensively, I mean, he was there on all cylinders.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, number 4. I'm gonna have to. Oh man, this is getting tough. There's so many of them out there. Number 4, we're gonna go with Ken Griffey.
Okay, the kid.
Ken Griffey, the sweetest swing in baseball ever.
Okay.
Sweetest swing in baseball ever. And number 5, we're gonna go with Ricky Henderson. I'm gonna throw it back a little bit.
Okay.
So and Ricky stealing all those bases, he really brought a new level to the game of baseball when being scrappy.
Okay.
He was a slap hitter. He also knew how to hit balls in the gap. Right. Most importantly, he knew how to mess with guys in their heads by his speed. Guys always, pitchers would always have to focus on him on the bases, take their mind off the hitters. Now all of a sudden, pitcher gives up a bomb. Now people may think that hitter did something great, but really, Ricky Henderson over at first baseman messing with him in his head, so now it took him off.
Right.
So he was somebody that was a great factor to the game of baseball.
Okay. Hey man, you brought up something just now about Ricky Henderson and his base stealing. Man, I can't remember the school. It had to be Pearl River. I'm pretty sure it was Pearl River. This guy had the sweetest pickoff move I've ever seen. Dude, you wouldn't even know he's doing it. Like it was like he kept his body facing the plate, but the ball went to first base. I don't know how he did it. He did it like twice.
Some good ones out there that can do it really quick.
Oh my God, dude!
Good ones out there.
That's how I'm pretty sure that's how my freshman year or sophomore year. I can't remember which year it was, but that's how that year ended. Because he picked the guy off on first. The guy was off the base. Nobody stands on first base. Nobody ever stands on first base. But this guy, he picks him off, and the ball gets there, and everybody's like, "Huh?" And the guy's I think it was a bigger guy, so he was like, so he tried to move and ends up getting tagged. That was the third out. Our season ended. I'm sorry, but that just popped in my head, and I had to bring that up. Whoever that guy was at Pearl River, I hated that guy, dude. That killed me. But back to Major League Baseball, man. I need to get your opinion on a couple more things before we call it a day. Barry Bonds in the steroids era. What is your opinion on Barry Bonds in that era of baseball?
Should he be in the Hall of Fame? I know that's a big question that everybody asks, and a lot of people are back and forth on it. The way I look at it, I do think eventually he should be a Hall of Famer. Steroids, when it comes to that, steroids do not help you hit a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Mm-hmm. Steroids do not help you hit a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Steroids does not help your hand-eye coordination. Steroids is something that helps you come back from injuries faster, and it definitely gets you stronger. Mm-hmm. But before the steroid case, Barry Bonds was already an all-star player.
And a Hall of Famer, to be honest.
And a Hall of Famer already, yes, he was. So, I mean, did he cheat? Yeah, he cheated. I mean, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. When it comes to that, I don't look at that cheating as something you can compare to the Astros. But, the man did still have to go out there and hit the ball every day. The man still had to go out there and run bases every day. He still had to go track down fly balls. He still had to throw the ball in from the outfield. So, I was a Barry Bonds fan growing up.
Right.
So, as kids, we like to see that guy hit the long ball.
Right,
so,
right.
You know, it's kind of a love-hate relationship there, but I definitely see Barry get into the Hall of Fame eventually.
Mm-hmm. And the difference, man, with that is it was so institutionalized, going around Barry, and he wasn't getting, I would say he wasn't getting his credit that he needed at the time, because the summer of '98, when Sammy and McGuire were chasing the home run record, I think Barry made a career accomplishment of reaching 400 stolen bases and 400 home runs. And he was relegated to a small print in a magazine or a newspaper. So, I mean, when you have possibly the greatest of all time and he didn't get that kind of recognition, it's fair to say I can't blame him for going out there and trying to get that shine.
Yeah, no, man, everybody got to go get it somewhere or another. Some people just choose a different path. You know, I don't blame them for it, but you know.
So let me ask you this: Does Barry rank in your top 10?
For sure, he's number 6. He's right outside my number 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Last question before I get up out of here, Derek. You mentioned Jackie Robinson, man, broke the color barrier for us. What do you feel can be done to get more black athletes in the inner city to play baseball, or just more black athletes, black players in baseball in general?
Great question. It all starts with the parents. It all starts with the older people. We have to show the game to the younger guys. We have to show it to them, and we have to implement it in them, and we got to continue keeping them in it. Get kids outside. Too many kids are staying inside nowadays. It's just they want to do a sport that requires them to be inside. They're not too crazy about going outside. Get kids outside. Get them implemented into the game. Teach them about the history of the game. Teach them about the people that laid the path before them along the way. I mean, we deal with this in the umpiring world as well. Umpiring, when it comes to college and professional baseball, they're looking for more minorities.
Okay.
There's not if you look at college baseball, even professional baseball, if you look at the umpires, very rarely will you see a minority out there calling the game. So this is something big that I have with recruiting young guys to come start working, start umpiring baseball, is because one, the pay is really good. It's a great part-time job that everybody likes to make money. Every young person likes to make money. Every young person who has a love for the game, it's something that's good for them to go and do. But, you know, you got to show them the ropes. If nobody ever shows them the ropes, then nobody will ever be interested into it. Okay.
All right, man. I'm glad you went into the umpires, too, because that was my next question, man. So I definitely appreciate that, Derek. You're a great guy, great asset to the game of baseball, man, and we're all blessed to have you here, man. This has been another episode of For the Health of It. Before we get up out of here, Derek, if you want to drop your social media accounts, you can.
Follow me on Facebook. Add me on Facebook. I think I still got enough room for about 400 people on my friends list. Derek Whitfield, Derewhitfield. You can also follow me on Instagram at baby_wit. That's BABY_WHIT. So follow me on there. It's also my Snapchat. You can follow me around every day, see what my life is like. And anybody out there looking for another way of income, looking to get into umpiring, please reach out to me. My cell phone number is 228-226-3886. I'm always looking to get guys into this profession. I'm always looking to expand this family of umpiring. So with that being said, man, get up, wake up, and don't you ever give up.
All right, Derek. Appreciate you being on, man.
Cool. I appreciate you, brother. God bless you, man.
Yeah.